Welcome back to Midnight Movie Club. In tonight's video we're going to be breaking down the final trailer for A Quiet Place Part 2. So let's get right into it. The trailer opens up with the small quiet town where it all began. Now as you can see here, it's not messed up and looking all post-apocalyptic like it was at the start of the first film. This is because we're going to get a little prequel section that kind of shows us the start of the aliens' arrival on Earth. You can see there's no sand trails or anything like that, but we do move on into a familiar space as this bell rings and reminds us that every tiny little noise in this world is so bloody loud when these things come. The absolute minute noise that we make in everyday life would get us all killed, and it's all about to change. Bells like this are gonna have to go. Sound design was so important in the first film and they've done it so well, and it looks like they're gonna smash it here in part 2 as we see Lee Abbott, you know, John Krasinski's character from the first film, coming into the pharmacy where the first film kicked off, as we saw them scavenging for stuff, supplies and stuff like that. Here he's just coming in to grab some groceries, and it just, you know, no music or anything like that. It's all diegetic sound, and it's all things in world that are happening, and it just highlights his footsteps, him ripping the bag, everything like that, and it's a nice little setup. We know the rules of this world now anyway, and we know how going and grabbing oranges will never be the same. And as he walks down this little aisle here, his footsteps once again very heavy. He actually walks past a familiar sight, and one that brings back some pretty damn bad memories. We see the Space Adventure series NASA shuttle that Bo picks up in the first film and idiotically puts the batteries back into, setting it off as they walk across the bridge and, you know, getting killed at the very start of the first film. You know, this is just a little nod to that, and a little nod to dark, terrible, horrible things that are to come for the Abbotts. Then as Lee comes up to the counter, we actually hear on the news that there's crazy casualties somewhere, there's something going on, but they're not too sure what it is yet. But I'm pretty sure it does say on the video printer there on the news, if you scroll right into it, I'm pretty sure it says casualties are unmeasurable. So, you know, the death toll is rapidly rising, but no one seems to know what's going on. As the owner here, the guy here in the pharmacy says, everyone thinks it's a bomb. And I was actually wondering, is this the same old guy that screams in the forest in the first film, and is that his wife there, who he's standing over when she's dead, and then he screams to, you know, get killed himself because he just wants it over with? Is that the same couple? I'm not 100% sure, but it would be cool if it was, and you know, we actually found out, oh, they're the ones who ran the pharmacy, kind of all ties back in together. I thought that would be pretty cool if it is them. Might not be, but yeah, just a question I thought I'd ask. Anyway, shit begins to hit the fan, and here as we see Millicent Simmons' character Reagan in the street, as stuff starts to go awry, you actually see this smoke trail far off in the distance. And if you remember back to the first trailer we got for A Quiet Place Part 2, when Lee was talking to the police officer Ronnie actually mentions, oh, there's a big fire somewhere, when Lee asks what's going on. And I'm just wondering, is it actually just a fire that's caused by all the destruction of these aliens, or is it a fire from a meteorite crashing into the Earth, as we know that these aliens came to Earth on meteorites, you know, leftover parts of their world, because apparently the origin for these creatures is basically that their world blew up. It just, you know, destroyed itself, but they adapted so well to that world and adapted so tough. You know, they got that exoskeleton that protects them. They're only weak when they open up. They're so strong that they managed to cling on to parts of that world and, you know, ride it throughout space and spread onto different planets. And it's actually a pretty cool concept, you know, introducing a new species to a new ecosystem that's just an absolute apex and destroys the whole ecosystem. You know, it's something we've seen here on Earth when they brought cane toads to Australia. Do you know what I mean? It's cool that they've done it that way. And I'm just wondering, is that smoke plume a result of one of those meteorites crashing? Just a thought. Anyway, moving on, we see Lee grab Reagan as they start sprinting up the street, and we see dead bodies lining the street behind them. So, you know, shit hits the fan very quick here. It doesn't look like they're shying away from showing the absolute chaos and destruction that these creatures cause. Then flash forward in time, we see some more footage that we've seen before in the previous trailers. Obviously we already had a full length trailer and a couple of teasers here or there and a TV spot or two, so they couldn't show too much in this trailer, but hats off to them because we did still see some new shots. Here we just see Evelyn and the kids, I think Noah's at the back there, Noah Jupe's character, Marcus I believe his name is. We see them walking up to this sort of, this train track here that's been overgrown, looking very Last of Us if you ask me. And the colour palette's looking really nice here. It looks like they've actually done some work on the colour. All the reds, the greens and the yellows really pop in this movie. You'll notice it throughout this trailer. And yeah, I'm just really liking the colour palette. It's very saturated, very vibrant for a horror film, and yeah, I like it. I like that they didn't go bleak, they're going colourful, and you'll see if you keep an eye out, all those reds, yellows and greens really pop for a real nice palette. And then this is where they obviously come across Emmett, Cillian Murphy's character. Can't wait to see him and what his role is here. As you know, Evelyn is telling him, like, you know, there's people out here, there's people who can be saved. He's saying, like, you know, these people, I know them and you don't want to save them. So, you know, it looks like it's going the Walking Dead route where the monsters aren't the monsters, the people are the monsters. And I hope that doesn't take over from the actual monsters, because I'm here for the monsters, to be perfectly honest. How many times did I say monsters there? Fucking hell. Anyway, we see Reagan with a map here. It says New York on it. We've got some numbers beside it. Not at all sure what those numbers are. To me they look like dates, but I'm pretty sure this film was meant to be set back in like 2016 or something like that, or 2018. I think it was meant to be set the year that it actually came out. So I'm not too sure what's going on there. We'll still need to find out, but you see that she's crossed off a lot of them, or at least Lee did when he had it. You know, that's settlements that have probably fallen. As in the next shot, we see her lighting that fire again, probably looking for a response, but probably not getting as many as Lee got in the first film. In the background there, nice little touch, you can actually see the farmhouse and the barn on fire. And then again, we just get some shots that we've seen before. Get this shot of Evelyn and Emmett just having a back and forth again, you know, chatting while they're hunkering down in this area. Then we get this other shot of the two bridges. And I really like this because it's at a point in the trailer where Evelyn's saying, you know, there's people out there, there's got to be, you know what I mean? It doesn't look like it because all of these cars are backed up and all these cars are empty and probably lined with dead bodies. It just shows you the actual extent of this attack and how bad it has really got and how much it's affected the whole world. We get what's becoming a sort of, you know, classic kind of signature for Evelyn's character, that cock of that gunshot, looking very badass once again. She looks like she's protecting Marcus here as he has fallen over. He does hurt his foot when they run to Emmett's sort of factory place where he's staying. He'll have to get that foot healed up and fixed over the course of the movie. Then we see Reagan in a totally new environment we've not seen before yet. She looks like she's in this place, almost looks like it says AM, FM up there, so it looks like a radio station or something like that. I wonder if she's going there to, maybe they're trying to, you know, create this big speaker that can affect all of the creatures in the area at once, and that's how they're going to defeat them. You know, basically do what they done in the first movie, but on a bigger scale. I could see them possibly doing something like that. And we also see, you know, Emmett again with her here. I think this is the same building, because it does look like Emmett and Reagan go on a little excursion together. But as she's going into this radio room, she looks back, and in the reflection of the glass, we can actually see one of the aliens get up and come towards her. And it just looks like a very Stranger Things shot to me, I thought, with, you know, the red and the blue neon and stuff like that. And then the sort of Demogorgon looking creature coming at her through the window. It was just very Stranger Things to me. Same with the shot of her going in there. And I really like that because I'm a big fan of Stranger Things. But yeah, the aliens do really look like demigorgons, let's be honest. Then moving on, we see the island community. If you go on A Quiet Place 2 IMDb page, you see a lot of people, you know, credited as island people. So this is a community, I'm pretty sure Emmett is from it. And basically they've survived out here on this island, probably because these creatures either, you know, we've seen them in water before. They clearly don't have a problem with water, but maybe just the waves and stuff like that, you know, drown out their noise, kind of like the waterfall in the first film. But obviously they end up getting attacked, so something must go wrong. I wonder who fucks up to make them get attacked. But as you can see here, a nice little picnic going on outside before it is rudely interrupted by murderous space vermin. We then see Emmett and Jimon Hunsu's character putting their sons in a cupboard, you know, keeping them safe there. I don't know the name of Hunsu's character yet, and sorry if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. I'm shite with pronouncing names, to be honest. He's just a cool Anderson Silva looking guy from Never Back Down. What a movie that is. We see them also having a chat here as well. And in this, Hunsu's character is basically just saying, you know, pretty much everyone that's left has given up hope. So it sounds like a pretty bleak affair to live in this world. Then after that, we just get a little extended look at Evelyn and the kid running away from another alien. You know, she looks like she's absolutely having it rough it here, carrying this baby in this bloody, you know, makeshift crib coffin, while having to tell the kids what to do. She's telling them to jump down this big pipe, and Marcus is just straight down there, man. Wee man shitting himself, so he's head first down there, and it's brilliant, because that's what you would be like in that situation, let's be honest. Then right after that, we see Evelyn at Beau's grave again, and I wonder if they put a grave here for Lee as well. It'd be kind of cute if they had a grave side by side. You know, this is obviously Evelyn just saying her final goodbyes, as they probably won't be back here again. Then once again, we just see this shot we've seen before, but it's really cool, and this is what I want to see more of. The aliens, you know, in light and full action, just tearing people apart, and it looks like they're really going for it in this one. I wonder if this one will actually be higher rated than a PG-13, because it does look like it's got a lot more dead bodies about, a lot more alien action, and a lot more blood. We see Emmett just running through that picnic party, you know, trying to save as many people as he can, and I wonder if this is kind of like his origin of when he's telling Evelyn and the kids where he's come from. Maybe he was from this island community, and you know, he's just totally given up now because everyone on that island pretty much got demolished. And we see a really nice shot here, kind of sunset shot of what should be a happy, nice day at this, you know, beachside, you know, island villa sort of picnic, but it's turned into absolute massacre. Then we get this awesome shot of Reagan again in these cracked up, you know, smashed up trains, just looking like they've been absolutely destroyed by the Demigorgons. I'm just going to call them Demigorgons. Or what should we call them? Echo-Gorgons, because they use echolocation. We'll call them that. You know, it's just been ripped up by these Echo-Gorgons. And it looks like we're going to get a really cool, terrifying scene of her on one of these trains with one of these Echo-Gorgons coming after her. And this is just something I really want to see from the world of A Quiet Place, which is more of the world. Like, you know, how did everything else get on? Like big things like trains and planes and that, really noisy things, they would have been the first things to get attacked and just absolutely decimated. And I want to see that destruction and, you know, get that world building through how bloody messed up everything is. And it looks like we're going to get a lot of it here in part 2, which I'm really happy about. We also see Marcus screaming in pain. I wonder if he's having something done to his foot, because we do know that his foot got really messed up when they were trying to meet up with Emmett. Either that or someone's torturing him. He's came into contact with these people who don't deserve saving, as Emmett said. All I can really hope for is that kind of subplot whole thing doesn't really last that long and we get back to just trying to survive. I would rather see a mutation and evolution in these creatures that are so adaptable to new situations and new environments than, you know, just people being shit people. I can't be arsed with that. Just give me a cool bloody mutation of the aliens any day over that shit, to be honest. Anyway, we see Reagan again on her, you know, cool little Stranger Things excursion in this radio centre. She's holding something there like a weapon, so we know shit is about to go down, and I'm loving the neon lighting. And we see Evelyn running back to the compound with what looks like bottles of gas, so maybe she dropped a few when they were running earlier. She's had to go back for them at night, and now she's getting chased back because obviously the kid needs air when it's in that bloody coffin of a crib. So that is absolutely vital. That's something you can't leave behind, because if the kid's out of that, it's gonna cry and you're all gonna die. Then we see Emmett in this island location again, as he looks like he's trying to get on a boat. This is probably him and his wife, or him and Reagan, like trying to escape or something if they go there together. We have seen him getting dragged underneath the water in the first trailer, so it'll be about the same time that happens. Then we see Marcus in this sort of like hospital looking area. I don't know, it's weird. We see this person in the bed as he pulls back these curtains. Looks like an old guy in this bed, and he looks pretty horrified when he sees him. So I really do wonder what's going on here. Maybe this is where he was laying on the table screaming earlier as well. Who knows really. There's nothing really much to go on in this one. They've kept a lot secret, which is great. As all we know so far really is they meet someone else, they're looking for other people, and there's still monsters. Apart from that, we really don't know much else. We get a new shot of Evelyn holding the gun up. Maybe she's going to sacrifice herself in this movie. I hope not. That would be such a sad moment. I can't go through that again. Lee was enough. One parent was enough. Don't take Evelyn. We then see Hunsu's character getting dragged out of this garage space away from Emmett as he tries to catch on to him. So it looks like he's dead. Yeah, thanks for showing us that in the trailer, I guess. But hopefully not. Hopefully that's not spoiled. But, you know, kind of looks like it's going to be, because I feel like when these creatures pull you away, they ain't going to take their time. You know, they aren't hunting us to eat us. They're literally just hunting us to kill us because noise affects them. It's like their one weakness and they don't like it, so they're trying to get rid of it. Then we get this awesome shot right at the end of Evelyn standing in front of this big pipe as water runs down it. I'm wondering if Emmett's character's using this as a way to mask his movements as well, similar to that waterfall again. We actually see one of these, you know, Echo Gorgons, Dark Angels, Angels of Death, whatever you want to call them, coming through the water as it opens its face up again, just looking badass. I really, really like this shot. And what is it with Evelyn, these things in water? She always seems to get, you know, attacked by them when there's water around. But yeah, either way, can't wait to see her throw down with these things again and see her get her kill count up a bit, hopefully. Then right at the end we get this really intense and kind of terrifying shot as Evelyn is running back to this sort of, you know, tunnel furnace-y thing that Emmett's staying in. She runs in, looks like she's just chucked in the oxygen tanks as well, and as she goes to slam the door shut behind her, we see the alien coming in. It actually just goes, bitch no, puts his hand right there, stops the door from closing, so it's in. It is getting into this safe room that they had, so they're all going to have to be in that small confined space together with the kid and the alien. Ah man, that's not going to end well, is it? I don't know about you, but the odds are not in their favour. All in all, I really enjoyed this trailer for A Quiet Place Part 2, and it's the final trailer. You know, we've not got long left now. It's coming out at the end of this month, and I can't wait to see it. The first one was so big for the channel here, so, you know, I'll always hype it up for that reason, but I really hope the second one is just as good. I was a little bit worried when this was first announced because I really thought A Quiet Place was sort of a one-trick pony, but it looks like they are doing enough things to keep it fresh and keep it going. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you made of this trailer for A Quiet Place Part 2, the final trailer, and like this video if you enjoyed this breakdown. Also, if you are new here, make sure to subscribe to join the club. As always, thank you very much for watching, and good night.